lovely empaths. So we're just going to keep building on our DBT skills. This week, we're going to move into the give skill. And if we have time, we're going to move into one more. Today, we're just going to keep building upon our DBT skills. Last week, we worked on Dear Man. So now building on that, we have the give skill. So you can remember this by saying, Dear Man, give. And this stands for be gentle, act interested, validate, and use an easy manner. So expanding on being gentle, we want to be nice and respectful. No attacks ever, no verbal or physical attacks, no hitting, not even clenching your fists. No harassment of any kind. Express anger directly with your words. No threats. If you have to describe a painful consequence for not getting what you want, describe it calmly and without exaggerating. No manipulative statements. No hidden threats. No, I'll kill myself if you. We have to learn how to tolerate no. So stay in the discussion even if it gets painful, and then exit gracefully. No judging. No moralizing. No, if you were a good person, you would, ... No, you should, or you shouldn't. I want you to abandon all blame. So no sneering. No smirking, no eye rolling, no sucking your teeth, no cutting off or walking away, no saying that's stupid, don't be sad, I don't care what you say. Act interested. So we want to listen and appear interested in what the other person is saying. We want to listen to the other person's point of view. We want to face the person, maintain eye contact, even leaning in towards the person rather than away. Excuse me, my allergies are killing me. We don't want to interrupt or talk over the other person. We want to be sensitive to the person's wish to have the discussion at a later time. And we want to be patient. Validate. This is a big one. We want to validate with words and actions that show that we understand the other person's feelings and thoughts about the situation. See the world from the other person's point of view and then say or act on what you see. So this could look like, I realize this is hard for you and ... or I see that you are busy and ... Also, just going to a private place when the other person is uncomfortable talking in a public place is very helpful. The goal here is to keep emotions as under control as possible. Use an easy manner. So even using a little humor can be helpful. And we can do that if our emotions aren't elevated and our nervous system isn't activated. So don't be afraid to throw a little humor in these conversations. Smile, ease the person along, be lighthearted, sweet talk them. Use a soft sell over a hard sell. Be political here. You want to leave your attitude at the door. So just expanding on the V in give. Here's the different levels of validation here. So we're going to pay attention, okay? We're going to look completely interested in what the other person is saying or doing instead of looking bored. We are not multitasking here. Reflect back. So say what you heard the other person say or do. Be sure you understand that you know exactly what the person is saying. No judgmental language or tone of voice. So we can also try to read minds a little bit here. I get nervous even saying that because we don't want to assume anybody knows. We don't want to assume we know what people are thinking, and we don't want to assume people know what we're thinking. But for this one skill, we're going to read minds in the way of just being sensitive to what is not being said by the other person. Pay attention to facial expressions, body language, what is happening, and what you know about the person already. Show you understand in words or by actions. Check it out and make sure you are right, though, and let go if you're not right. Okay, so we want to understand. We want to look for how what the other person is feeling, thinking, or doing makes sense based on the person's past experience, present situation, and or the current state of mind or physical condition. So the causes. Understandable. We want to acknowledge the valid. Look for how the person's feelings, thinking, or actions are valid responses because they fit the current facts, or are understandable because they are a logical response to current facts. We always want to show equality here. Be yourself. Don't try to one up or one down the other person. And you want to treat others as equals, not as fragile or incompetent. Okay, so guidelines for self-respect effectiveness. We want to keep respect for yourself by using the word fast. So a good way to remember this skill is dear man, give fast. So like I said, these are all building upon one another. And these are all showing us how to be the most effective that we can be in interpersonal relationships. So being fair, no apologies, stick to values, and be truthful. Be fair. We want to be fair to yourself and to the other person. So now we're kind of going back into wise mind or walking the middle path. We want to be right in between there. Remember to validate your own feelings and wishes, as well as the other person's. No apologies. This can be a tough one for people, so don't over apologize. No apologizing for being alive or for making a request at all. No apologies for having an opinion or for disagreeing. No looking ashamed with eyes and head down or with body slumped. No invalidating the valid. Stick to values. Stick to your own values. Don't sell out your values or integrity for reasons that aren't very important. Be clear on what you believe is the moral or valued way of thinking and acting. And you want to stick to your guns here. So being truthful, we don't want to lie. We do not want to act helpless when we're not. We do not want to exaggerate or make up excuses. The problem with doing that is when we do that enough, people know, people pick up on that. And then when we're really in a state of distress, people aren't going to take us seriously. They're not going to believe us. So we just want to be truthful at all times. Okay, so now we're going to evaluate the options for whether or how intensely to ask for something or say no. So before asking for something or saying no to a request, you have to decide how intensely you want to hold your ground. Options range from very low intensity, where you are very flexible and accept the situation as it is, to very high intensity, where you're trying every skill you know to change the situation and get what you want. So here's just a little chart here So we can kind of see the intensity levels here in our asking and in saying no. So as far as asking, at level 1 intensity, we're not asking and we're not hinting. We're doing what the other person wants without being asked. Level 2 intensity, we're hinting indirectly and we take no. We don't complain and we do it cheerfully. Level 3 intensity, we're hinting openly, we're taking no, we're doing it even if you're not cheerful about it. Level 4, we're asking tentatively, we're taking no. We do it, but we do show that we'd rather not do it. Level 5, we are asking gracefully and we're still taking no. So now we're at the middle ground here. Asking gracefully and we can still take no. We can here also say that we'd rather not do it, but we can do it gracefully. At level 6 here, we're asking confidently, we're still taking no. Saying no confidently, but we're willing to reconsider. At level 7, we're asking confidently, and now we're getting to the point where we're resisting the word no. We're saying no confidently, and we're resisting saying yes. At level 8, we're asking firmly and still resisting no. We say no very firmly and we resist saying yes. At level 9, we are asking firmly, we're insisting, we're negotiating, we keep trying here at level 9. We say no firmly, we resist, we negotiate, and we keep trying. And then at level 10 here, at the highest intensity, we are staying firm. We're asking and we're not taking no for an answer. And we are not saying no. We definitely don't want to be at level 10. We want to try to stay open and flexible. So that's why it says don't do it down here. I know in some situations you have to say no, but there's usually room for a compromise in most situations where both people can feel validated and heard and respected. So factors to consider when deciding how firm or intense to be. So I want you to think about the other person's or your own capability here. What are your priorities? The effect of your actions on your self-respect, you or the other's moral and legal rights in the situation, your authority over the person, or his or hers over you, the type of relationship you have with the other person, the effect of your actions on long-term goals versus short-term goals, the degree of give and take in your relationship, whether you have done your homework to prepare, and the timing of your request or refusal. Capability. So, is the other person able to give you what you want? If yes, then raise the intensity of asking. Do you have what the other person wants? If no, raise the intensity of no. Priorities. Are your goals very important? If yes, increase the intensity. Is your relationship shaky? If yes, consider reducing the intensity. Is your self-respect on the line? The intensity here should fit your values. Self-respect. Do you usually do things for yourself? Are you careful to avoid acting helpless when you are not? If yes, then raise the intensity of asking. Will saying no make you feel bad about yourself, even when you are thinking about it wisely? If no, raise the intensity of no. So rights. Is the person required by law or moral code to give you what you want? If yes, raise the intensity of asking. Are you required to give the person what he or she is asking for? Would saying no violate the other person's rights? If no, raise the intensity of no. Authority. Are you responsible for directing the person or telling the person what to do? If yes, raise the intensity of asking. Does the person have authority over you, like a boss or teacher? And is what the person is asking within his or her authority? If no, raise the intensity of no. So in relationships, is what you want appropriate to the current relationship? If yes, then you will raise your intensity of asking. Is what the person is asking for appropriate to your current relationship? If no, raise the intensity of no. Long-term versus short-term goals. Will not asking for what you want keep the peace now, but create problems in the long run? If yes, you want to raise the intensity of asking. Is giving in to the peace right now more important than the long-term welfare of the relationship? Will you eventually regret or resent saying no? If no, then you can raise the intensity of your no. Give and take. What have you done for this person? Are you giving at least as much as you ask for? Are you willing to give if the person says yes? If yes, raise the intensity of asking. Do you owe this person a favor? Does he or she do a lot for you? If no, raise the intensity of your no. Homework. Have you done your homework? Do you know all the facts you need to know to support your request? Are you clear about what you want? If yes, then raise the intensity of asking. Is the other person's request clear? Do you know what you are agreeing to? If no, raise the intensity of your no. Timing. Is this a good time to ask? Is the person in the mood for listening and paying attention to you? Are you catching the person when he or she is likely to say yes to your request? If yes, then raise the intensity of asking. Is this a bad time to say no? Should you hold off asking for a while? If no, then raise the intensity of no. So troubleshooting, when what you are doing just isn't working. So these are the questions that you'll be asking yourself if you're in this type of a situation. I would recommend writing about these things. You can get a notebook and ask yourself these questions and then just jot down your responses. Seeing it on paper can really help you kind of work out why this is happening and where you're at. So you'll start by asking yourself, do I have the skills that I need? Review and write down everything that's already been tried. Do I know how to be skillful in getting what I want? Do I know how to say what I want to say? Do I follow the skill instructions to the letter? Next, you'll move on to, do I know what I really want during this interaction? Am I undecided about what I really want in this interaction? Am I unsure of my priorities? Am I having trouble balancing? So asking for too much versus too little, or saying yes or no to everything? Is fear or shame getting in the way of knowing what I really want? Are our short-term goals getting in the way of our long-term goals? Is now winning out over getting what I want in the future? Is emotion mind controlling what I say and do instead of wise mind? And then you can ask yourself, are my emotions getting in the way of my skills? Do I get too upset to use my skills? Are my emotions so high that I am over my skills breakdown point? Are worries, assumptions, and myths getting in my way? Are thoughts about my consequences blocking my action? So things like they won't like me, or she will think I'm stupid. Are thoughts about not deserving things getting in your way, such as I'm a bad person and I don't deserve this? Am I calling myself names that stop me from doing anything? So I won't do it right, or I'll probably fall apart, or I am so stupid. And then lastly, do I believe myths about interpersonal effectiveness? If I make a request, this will show that I'm a weak person, or only wimps have values. Is the environment more powerful than my skills? Are the people who have what I want or need more powerful than I am? Are other people more in control of the situation than I am? Will others be threatened if I get what I want? Do others have reasons for not liking me if I get what I want? So these are all the questions you would go through and ask yourself if what you're doing is just not working. Feel free to add any other examples that you think would be important for you to jot down. Okay, guys, so that'll be it for this week's practice. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can get notified when new lessons pop up. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you so much.